Happy Taurus season. I thought I would do a Megan Fox inspired tutorial today. I'm a fan of astrology, but I don't claim to know everything. Anyway, I thought it'd be a cute idea, like with each season, to just do a little tutorial inspired by people who fall underneath those signs. So when I thought about Taurus, I was like, oh, Megan Fox. Like, she popped in my head right away. And thankfully for me, she pretty much wears her makeup the same way that I like to wear mine. So this should be easy enough. I just washed my face. I have a little bit of the St. Minerals oil primer on to give my skin some moisture. I did a little chemical peel on myself last night, so she's a little tender, but she is looking smooth. So let's get into it. Starting out with my St. Minerals BB cream in 00. You already know how much I love this. It's SPF 25, and there are oils in this also to help give moisture throughout the day. I love that it's mineral based. Especially if you're doing a chemical peel or anything that's a little bit more intense on your face, it's better to use mineral products because your skin is so fresh and open. And I want good ingredients on there. Okay, so I use that to even out my skin tone and give a nice base. But now I'm gonna go in with the liquid mineral foundation from St. Minerals. This is definitely more full coverage. I love the finish on it. This is my own personal tube, so I'm gonna go in straight on my face. I would never do this on a client. And I like to start in the center of my face because that's where I want the most coverage. Obviously you can use this on a palette too, but I like to squeeze it on my face. Okay, so Tauruses, or Tauri? People that fall under the sign of Taurus. Taurus is an earth sign. So Tauruses are notoriously stubborn, loyal. I read a description one time and it said, I've never seen them get angry, but I have no doubt that it was there the whole time. Fact. All my Taurus friends are super feisty, very kind. They like the finer things in life. They do not shy away from opulence. And I think they're kind of homebodies. Even if they like to be out and about, I think home is definitely their favorite place. I did a podcast interview with my friend Heather. She's amazing. I'll link the episode below because she's incredible. I remember asking her about when the calendar switches, like, do we start exhibiting those traits in each sign? Because I feel like every water sign season, whether it's Pisces, Cancer, or Scorpio, I start feeling more emotional, and it's true. So if you're feeling particularly stubborn and feisty, welcome to Taurus season, baby. I mean, full disclosure, I really don't know a lot about Megan Fox. Obviously, I know she's with MGK, but I don't really follow celebrities like that. I think especially, like, when I was younger, I was obsessed. I used to read Us Weekly all the time, and I would look at Perez Hilton's website. I am definitely showing my age right now with these references, but I was obsessed. I feel like I knew more about, you know, Angelina Jolie's life than I did my own friends and family. So for me personally, I kind of felt like it was a waste of my time. So I'm happy to not know that much about Megan Fox. Especially with like everything that's going on with Diddy. Like all these people that, I mean, granted, I don't know that many people that were obsessed with Diddy, but can you imagine like idolizing these people and then all of a sudden they turn out to be just like the shittiest people in the world? So I'm just gonna focus on my friends and the people that I have in my life. But that being said, Megan Fox is beautiful. I love her makeup. So yeah, let's keep it going. Okay, so my foundation base is done. I'm gonna keep on building up. She's no stranger to a full beat, so let's get into the contour. Okay, so this is gonna be a pretty St. Minerals heavy tutorial as far as the base because of the chemical peels. This is the St. Minerals cream foundation in shade 05. I like to use this as a base of my contour. So just stamping it on. I like to just get a wash of color established just to build everything up. So are Megan Fox and MGK, are they still like vampires, like drinking each other's blood and shit in the forest? Wait, didn't they like break up? I don't know. Just 2 seconds after I say, I don't care. And I'm like, wait, are they still together? So I'm just dipping my brush into here. This brush is from Senna. It's really, it's amazing for foundation, cream blush, anything cream. I use it on all my clients. I just think it's the perfect shape to push product into the skin. I'm gonna do my nose. So whenever I'm doing my nose or any sections where I want it to be a little bit tighter, where I don't want it to be blown out, I like to squeeze my brush together if I am in a rush or if I don't feel like grabbing a smaller brush or if I don't have a smaller brush. This is a good way of cheating that. See, just make it more narrow. Bring a little bit into my eyelids like that. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the Danessa Myricks Contour Balm. This is in shade Light 1. I like it a lot. It's almost gone. You guys have seen me use this brush before. This is from Senna. Highlight 13. Don't know if it's... Can you hear that horn in the background? It sounds like a clown car. Sorry, my neighborhood is so noisy in the morning. Anyway, I'm just loading up my brush. I'm loading up the tip of my brush because I want it to be more precise. I don't know if you noticed, but with this brush, I kind of went in from all angles because I want it to be more blown out. But this one I want to be precise, so I'm just going in with the tip of my brush. So I put my brush into the product and I either just tap it in or I go from side to side motion. But either way, I really want the majority of the product to be on the tip of my brush so I have more control over it. Going on my nose a little bit more because she likes a strong contour. It's not super even, but we'll blend it out. I like to hit underneath my lips to make them look pouty. Obviously, she's not shy about using filler, so we'll try to mimic that. So the whole point behind contouring your lips is to make them look more pouty. If you think about it, if someone has really naturally big lips, their lips are gonna cast a shadow, especially underneath. I mean, don't they just look bigger already? The magic of makeup, am I right? This is a My Kit Co 0.21. I love using this because the bristles are more firm, so I can really buff it out, but it's still kind of controlled the way that I want it to be. Most people want to have lift to their face, so especially when I'm doing the cheekbones, I like to blend upwards to keep it in the area that I want it to be. And then when I'm doing my forehead, I like to go downwards. So basically you want to shrink your forehead, at least I do. It depends on your anatomy. Some people have really tiny foreheads, and in that case, I wouldn't even do all of this. I would probably just hit it with a little bit of bronzer or just a little bit of that, like the St. Minerals color that I use, just to give a wash of color to tie everything together. But it's not so much about changing someone's features at that point. So you can kind of see I'm just stamping it to disperse the product, and then I like to go in and actually bring it downwards. All while avoiding my hairline because this bleach is bleaching right now. Same thing, I'm squeezing the brush to make it a little bit smaller. I'm gonna go in with my concealer. Are you guys like super confused as to what it's gonna be? Because it's gonna be St. Minerals, okay? So I like the St. Minerals concealer because it's really, really moisturizing. There's peptides in it, so I actually don't even use an eye cream when I know that I'm going to be using this product because I don't need it. If I did put eye cream on, it's gonna smear everywhere. It's gonna be so much harder to set. So I'm gonna go in with the Made by Mitchell brush. Sorry, just so loyal to a brand that doesn't even know I exist. Just gonna go in with my product. So this I want to be flat all over my brush. I don't want it on the tip. I want it to be flat on the bristles. So I'm just gonna go in and tap with the product. Starting in the inner corner, dabbing a little bit out here. I like to go underneath the contour of my cheekbones just to make sure everything looks good. So remember when I said I like to blend upwards? So if I was blending downwards, I mean, this area is not gonna look as clean. So I like to set myself up for success. So just going underneath. I think something that's really important is for me to constantly keep my head straight and look in the mirror to make sure everything's even. I've noticed sometimes throughout the years when I filmed little reels or little tutorials, I tend to like tilt my head when I'm doing something. I don't really know why I do that, but once I, then look straight in the mirror, I'm like, oh, that's uneven. So for me, it's always good to just sit in front of a mirror, double check and make sure everything looks good. Okay, so I have my concealer on. This one, because it is so emollient, I definitely like to let it sit and dry down for a little bit. So I'm gonna go in and start my brows. You already know how much I love my Ellie Fix, so I'm gonna use that. Okay, so this is a Senna brow brush. Why is this so hard to say? Any brow brush that is shaped like this will do. I get nervous every time I do my brows on camera now because of the flop that happened in my first tutorial. So Megan's brows are definitely thicker than mine and hers are a lot darker. So I do like to use a dark brown anyway. So maybe I'll just go a little more heavy-handed with that. But let's be honest, I'm never gonna look like Megan Fox, so this is just me being delusional right now. Thanks for joining and then on the fun. Oh my gosh, I forgot to even credit her makeup artist. Shit, what's her name? Jenna Christina is the one that's been doing Megan's makeup lately, and obviously she looks beautiful, so shout out to you, Jenna. This is all you. I'm gonna go with my dip brow. Talk about a blast from the past. This is in taupe. I like to do this to really get the base of my brows going. As I'm doing this, I'm just thinking about like all of the stuff I have seen about them. How's MGK doing after that blackout tattoo? Like, I mean, obviously when your body is covered in tattoos, like you're pretty immune to the pain, but didn't he get his nipples tattooed? I think that would hurt so badly. Oh, like so bad. But that's crazy though. I feel like he was really known for his tattoos. So how do you guys feel about the blackout tattoo trend? I don't know. I'm uncertain as to how I feel about it. Obviously it's not my body, so if you have a blackout tattoo, please don't give a shit what I think, because it's your body, not mine. Is it gonna be like a tramp stamp in like 20 years where we're like, oh, you have a blackout tattoo? Whack. MGK is really good live though. I saw him live. I think I only saw him once. I actually got to meet him. My friend really wanted to meet him, so we went on his tour bus. And this is not an exciting story. I was sober cab, so obviously I wasn't drinking, and my friends were not sober, and I was just really crabby the whole time. I was like, this sucks. But he was really nice in like the 2 seconds that I did talk to him, so that's my story for the day. So now I'm gonna go in with a darker brow color and really Megan Fox this baby up. And also I have no pictures of this event because his security said that we weren't allowed to take out our phones, and if anyone saw us with our phones out, they would kick us off the bus. So if you think this story is a lie, maybe you're right. Maybe it is a lie. Maybe I'm fabricating all of it. If I was making that story up, don't you think I'd make it cooler though? I would hope so. Not just like, hey, I went on this tour bus and I was sober and crabby. Actually, one of his friends, he asked if I was a librarian because I was so quiet. Like, no sir. Are MGK and Pete Davidson still friends? That was like kind of adorable. Those are probably the only celebrities that I care about are comedians. I love a comedian. I'm obsessed with stand-up. I just got to see Tony Hinchcliffe last week, and oh my god. If you watch Kill Tony, or if you're familiar with it, he was really good. I got to see Hans Kim and Cam Patterson. I got to meet Cam Patterson for like 2 seconds. He was very nice. It's always nice when you get to meet famous people and they are kind. It sucks when you meet people and they're just assholes. You're like, that's disappointing. Okay, these brows are more like, you know, early 2000s Megan Fox, but all right, Megan, I see you. Okay, do you think anyone's gonna ask for my autograph when I go into work? They're gonna be like, are you Megan Fox? Probably won't be wearing this outfit to work though, let's be honest. Okay, so now that my brows are done and my concealer has had a chance to settle in, I'm gonna go in and blend it out. And so for that, I'm gonna use my Kitco Pro. This is my tapered crease. Anything that is shaped like this, the MAC 224 is also a great option. I'm just gonna go in. As much as I love beauty blenders, you don't have to use them every single time. There are definitely different options. So I just wanna show you guys that. Okay, so moving on to blush. She likes a pinky blush based on what I've seen on her makeup artist Instagram page. So you guys are probably gonna roll your eyes, but I'm gonna use some blush, okay? I don't have nails, so I can't do the little nail tap, which some of you are probably like, thank God you don't. But I love these, as you know. This is Pink Lynx. These are blush, but they're also really shimmery, so they are highlighter at the same time. I did notice that she likes to wear her blush a little bit higher and like more pulled outwards, so I'm gonna do that. So something like that. So this is a different version of the Senna brush that I used earlier. This is the airbrush blender. I don't know if they still make these. That's the nice thing about buying high quality blushes is that high quality brushes is if you take good care of them, they'll literally last you forever. I mean, I have some MAC eyeshadow brushes that I've had for over 20 years and they still work perfectly. So again, just tapping this out, and it's a 2-in-1. So not only do I have the pink that I need for my blush, this is also nice and shimmery. Okay, so while I'm letting all this sink in, I'm going to do my eyes. Typically when I do makeup on a client, I'll always do eyes first, just because it's easier for me to clean up all the fallout, but for whatever reason on myself, I typically do my foundation first. So it doesn't matter which order you like to do it in, whatever works for you is perfect. I watched a video where her makeup artist used really warm tones, so I'm gonna follow that. So this is not the precise kind of color that she used, but I'm gonna use Danessa Myricks Color Fix in Celebration. The color that she used is a little bit more bronzy. This is like slightly more cool tone, but you'll still get the effect. I'm gonna use this all over the lid. She went in with a crease color first. I don't have anything on my lids right now, so I like to have some sort of primer or some sort of cream product put down first to really grab onto everything. Okay, this is another Made by Mitchell brush. So I'm just gonna go in and use this all over my mobile lid. Also gonna use a little bit underneath. This is good for a base. Now I'm gonna go in and use a warm tone color on my lid. I'm gonna use the St. Minerals bronzer. I love this product, it's so good. Same thing, I'm just gonna go in with the tip of my brush, tap it into the product, and then tap off the excess. Okay, and then she also went in on the lid with a shimmery color. So this is one of my favorite colors. This is from Bodyography, one of the glitter pigments. It's called Off the Hook. You can tell I love it. It's like hitting pan. So I just like to use my finger for this. The perfect taupey nude color. I like my finger versus a brush because I really like to push the product in, and because I use the Danessa color fix underneath, it's still a little bit sticky. And I always like to use my ring finger because it's the weakest. Your skin around your eyes is super delicate, so you want to be very gentle with it. I'm gonna go ahead and use a pencil brush for the bottom. This is a very tiny brush from Morphe. So this, I'm going to use a brush versus my finger because I want it to be more precise, and I don't need the bottom of my eye to be as intense as my lid. So this is just fine. Megan, can you hear me calling? Let's go. So no Megan Fox look would be complete without her winged eyeliner. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm gonna use Danessa Myricks Color Fix in Blackout. So I'm gonna put some on my palette and kind of let it sit. For whatever reason, it's not as opaque on me as I want it to be. So I usually will layer and kind of build it up first. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of black eyeshadow. Oh my gosh, this is from Ben Nye. If you don't know about Ben Nye, if you don't know about Ben Nye, it was actually theater makeup. So it's super, super pigmented. It's geared towards professional makeup artists. Obviously anyone can buy it, but it's so inexpensive for the quality. So if you are a makeup artist on a budget, balling on a budget, or if you just want to try something new and don't want to break the bank, these are amazing. Okay, so this is a Sigma brush, Sigma Flat Definer. So I'm just gonna go in and use a little bit of the black eyeshadow first. Definitely gonna tap this off because I don't want it to fall down on my face. So I'm just gonna go in and tap it against my lash line just to get a nice base of color. So especially when you already have your foundation done, I definitely don't want the black to fall down. So I'm really tapping the brush off and I'm really just pushing the product in versus flicking it. Because if you flick it, baby, that is gonna go everywhere. Oh my gosh, I can't even believe I forgot to talk about this. So my last video, I had sent a link to my cousin and she was telling me that it's really weird and creepy that I can keep one eye open at a time when I'm doing my eyeliner. Can you guys do that? Because I didn't think that that was that odd. So I made a poll on my Instagram and it seems like most people can do it, but the people that can't were very upset that they can't do it. So please let me know in the comments. Can you do this when you do your eyeliner? Because I feel like I need to join the circus or something. My clients are gonna be like, you are very dressed up today at work. So this is the St. Minerals black eyeliner. It's waterproof and mineral based. So this is amazing if you have sensitive eyes. So obviously this is pretty uncomfortable for most people to put eyeliner on the inner rim. So you can actually, this is the one-eyed thing again. You can actually just kind of rest your pencil in and then just go side to side. I think that's probably the easiest way for most people to do it, is kind of just close your eyes on the eyeliner and go back and forth. So I'm gonna do that on this side. Great, and some of it came down to the bottom, but I don't really care because it's Megan Fox. She always looks sultry. Actually, I should probably just go in and add some on the bottom anyway. This is a My Kitco brush. This is called My Feliner. I love all their brushes, if you haven't noticed. Megan, what's up? Maybe your stunt double. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the bronzy color underneath. This is Cognac by, I'm probably gonna say this wrong, Lise Watier. I love these. They are shimmery, waterproof. They're beautiful. Just to add a little bit more smoke and connect that underneath. I think especially when you have more like hooded / like deep set eyes, there's this like little gap that you can get on the corner if you don't connect it. So I just wanted to connect that quickly, and then I'm gonna go in. This is a Sigma pencil brush in E30. I'm gonna go in with a, what do I wanna use? I'm gonna go in with a dark brown to set that eyeliner. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the St. Minerals Pressed Foundation Powder in 06 just to set my contour. The thing I love about wearing makeup like this is it just makes you look really bitchy, which I'm a fan of, and obviously Megan is too. Okay, so I'm gonna go in and bake a little bit. Love these little powder puffs. Got them on Amazon. Any translucent powder is fine for this. So the point of baking is to really set an area into place. It also helps to brighten it up, especially if you let it sit for a long period of time. It's very much a drag queen technique, but us muggles have adopted it. I mean, I'm sure it was probably just a theater technique back in the day anyway. Okay, so I'm gonna let that sit. I'm gonna finish the rest of my face. I know I used this in my last video, so it's probably boring to see it again, but I'm gonna use this because, again, she tends to really like a pinky, like really shimmery kind of look, so this is perfect for it. This is one of my favorite brushes. It's from Sean Richards. Earmuffs if you're a vegan, but it's Blue Squirrel. Every single person that I've used this on when I do makeup is like, this is the softest brush ever. I could fall asleep. It's like little angel kisses. It's very sweet. Okay, so for lips, she tends to really like this kind of pinky nude brown moment. So I'm gonna use this made by Mitchell liner called Mauve Monday. I'm gonna use that to overline my lips and fill them in. I want it to be a little bit more brown, so I'm gonna go in with the Scott Barnes liner, Christy. Yes, that's more of the moment that we're looking for. This is a lip palette that I made forever ago, so I have no idea what these are, but I'm gonna go in with a nude. I'm just gonna mix a bunch of colors together. Any nude lipstick will do. Okay, so now that my baking has been sitting for a while, I'm gonna go in and use the St. Minerals Pressed Foundation at 01, and I'm gonna brush this away. So I'm just gonna go in, tap that off. Okay, for her fake lashes, I'm gonna use these. It's very much like a demi-wispy kind of style that she typically likes to wear. Sometimes they're a little bit thicker and longer, but I'm gonna use these. These are lashes in a box. I love all of their lashes. They're just amazing quality, and I'm a fan. So with my eyes, I usually like to cut some on the corners of my eyes because my eyes are a little bit more narrow, but I noticed that her makeup artist tends to leave them a little bit longer on her eyes, so I'm gonna do the same. I just did a makeup lesson with a client the other day, and we talked about putting fake lashes on yourself, and it's so much more challenging to put fake lashes on yourself than it is to put them on someone else. So if you are struggling with it, I feel your pain. It's definitely harder. So this is some Duo Lash Glue. I like this for personal use. I tend to not use this on clients just because I do typically set the lash on someone's lash line to see if it fits their eye shape. So obviously, once the lashes touch someone's eye, I don't want to go back in with glue that I'm going to use on everybody else. So the thing I do like about that glue is it's latex free. So if you have clients that are allergic to latex, something like this is great. I would just make sure to use a separate wand so you don't contaminate your product. Okay, so now that the glue has been set for a little bit, I'm going to go in and add these. So I like to set it in the middle first and then tuck the corners. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with the other side. Same thing. I love these lashes because they're really easy to reuse. I mean, you can reuse like cheaper lashes also, but I feel like these hold up the shape better. So even though these are a little bit more expensive, if you can get more uses out of them, the math is mathing, you know? Makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna go and do this side. So my lashes, whoa, let's try that again. My lashes are naturally pretty curly, so I tend to put my fake lashes on first before my mascara, because if I put mascara on first and if it starts to dry down, sometimes it's a little bit harder for me to put the lashes on top if they're pretty curly. Slide. All right, I'm gonna go in and put some mascara. Do you think MGK would confuse us? Probably not. Okay, so I need some highlighter. I'm gonna go in with this My Cake Call brush, my Precise Fan. This is a Melt Cosmetics in Stargazer. Add it to the high points. I'm just gonna add a little bit with my finger on the inner corner here. Don't mind the lash glue that's on my hand. Everything's gonna be okay. All right, do I look like Megan? Yes or no? Just kidding. I saw a picture of her wearing this necklace and I was like, I literally own that necklace, so come on, Megan.